Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect, and much respect to the brothers pushing his word and four winds of the earth. Shalom to you few sincere sisters out there as well. And it says, a 3-year-old girl dies after her grandmother beat her with a large wooden stick just because the child wouldn't listen, and then left her on a bed for days for someone else to find her. You know, it says a disturbing incident that has shaken Pennsylvania residents. A grandmother stands accused of causing the death of her 3-year-old granddaughter over the Labor Day weekend. The 56-year-old grandmother, identified as Dee Johnson, was arrested after beating the young child to death and charged with a homicide. You know, that love is waxing real cold out here. You know? I don't know, they ain't got a picture of the grandmother. You know, they don't. They have it here, though. That's the grandmother right there on the right, if you can see it. Can I blow that up for you? No, I can't. But that's the grandmother right there next to the child. And there's another one here, a woman raped by 72 men after her husband drugged her. Wow. That's crazy, too. And this one is crazy, too. It says a teen hugged a 14-year-old ex-girlfriend after slitting her throat, stabbing her a dozen times before fleeing on a scooter. These people are waxing worse and worse out here. I'm not gonna read it, but I mean, that's all I needed to read right there. 14 years old, man. You know? 3-year-old girl, man. These people are just. A woman robs a 2-year-old boy for his gold chain, man. Damn. And you have something here that happened in Cypress Hills, and section in Brooklyn. It says a pathetic black woman attacked a 2-year-old child, ripping a chain from the toddler's neck and knocking him to the ground, causing him to hit his head. You know, this happened in a laundromat here. The love of many is definitely waxing cold out here, man. You know?
Shooting at officers right now.
A wild chase on the streets and highways in and around Los Angeles.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my gosh, he was shooting his gun!
A murder suspect hanging outside of the window of the car he was riding in, firing back at officers in hot pursuit.
There he is, shooting at officers right there. Shots fired, shots fired.
The passenger, who was wanted for questioning in the fatal shooting of a convenience store employee, opening fire as a Toyota Prius raced at high speed, trying to get away.
Guys, this is very dangerous here. Here we go. He's pointing a gun, shooting randomly.
Drivers caught in the crossfire. Thankfully, none of them seriously hurt. Finally, the car got stuck behind a truck with the shooter and the female driver both struck by gunfire.
Officers are shooting at that vehicle right now. Wow, suspect is hit, suspect is down, suspect is down.
This is one that you're not going to let go.
News New York exclusive. A Manhattan building superintendent caught on camera kicking a tenant down 2 flights of stairs. The doorbell camera video showing the violent attack that landed the super in jail. Derek Waller is talking with tenants who now fear for their safety.
And Jessica, tonight we're outside the 2-3 precinct in East Harlem, and we've got to warn you that we're about to show some pretty graphic video of a building tenant being kicked and beaten, police say, by his own superintendent. Now, that superintendent was arrested after a tenant called 911. All of this caught on a doorbell camera. That video, recorded just after 8 o'clock Saturday morning, shows a 26-year-old male tenant getting kicked down a flight of stairs, police say, by the building super. The attacker, identified by police as 45-year-old Nick Valentine, then picks up a wrench and continues beating the tenant. Seconds later, as the tenant begins to walk away, the attacker kicks him down another flight of stairs. Police say the dispute inside this East 112th walk-up near 3rd Avenue was over rent, adding the victim sustained lacerations to his right hand and had pain in his left arm. Outside the building, neighbors,
oh my God,
were in disbelief.
I think that is not the way that you're going to get your rent at all, obviously. You're not going to get your rent that way, so I don't understand.
Valentine is now charged with a felony second-degree assault that could land him in prison. Police sources tell us he has no criminal history. But after seeing what their own building staff is capable of, tenants had no interest in talking to us on camera. But one tenant did agree to speak, provided we did not show his face or use his name.
I was very alarmed. I didn't know what to do.
The man telling me he's raised concerns about health and safety in this rent-stabilized building for years, now culminating with this violent assault.
It's unfortunate that it has to come to having to report to the news for things to finally click, for people to get involved and to stop things like this from happening.
Tonight, Valentine remains in police custody pending arraignment, and we have made several attempts to reach out to his family as well as the owner of the building. So far, those requests have gone unanswered. In East Harlem, Derek Waller, CBS News, New York.
Terrifying new surveillance video shows the moments a gunman opened fire on a crowded barber shop in the Bronx, and workers say it was all a random shooting. Derek Waller is in University Heights talking to witnesses.
And Jessica, tonight we're at the corner of Burnside and University Avenues, that barbershop right behind me. And this shooting was caught on multiple surveillance cameras. Now, police say it happened last Saturday, September 1st, around 2:15 in the afternoon. A gunman walked up to that barbershop and started shooting. Now, from inside that crowded shop, you can see everyone ducked to the ground. There were even children inside. All of this happening in just a couple of seconds. What's even scarier, workers in the shop say they have no idea who that guy was or why he started shooting.
We was working and the two guys come in the motorcycle and they shoot the barbershop from inside the barbershop. We hope the police do the job and they get that people, because it's so dangerous for another person outside.
The crime scene shows the bullet holes in the glass, and besides one man who was treated for cuts, there were no other injuries reported. Thankfully, nobody got hit by those bullets, but that gunman is still at large. Anyone with information should contact the anonymous Crime Stoppers tip line, 1-800-577-TIPS. In the Bronx, Derek Waller, CBS News, New York.
Today, a woman in jail accused she was, quote, at her wit's end over infidelity issues. Local 10's crime specialist Bridget Matter live now outside the jail where she's being held with the details. Bridget.
Calvin, this is all according to new court records. It says that this woman told detectives she found out her husband was cheating on her, so she killed him. And the report says after a heated argument, that's when those shots went off, and this woman is now in jail on no bond.
45-year-old Denise Malcolm is facing a first-degree murder charge in the death of her husband, Rowan Malcolm. A lengthy arrest affidavit lays out that Denise was, quote, at her wit's end with his lies and deceit over allegations her husband was cheating. Following a 45-minute fight, police say Malcolm shot her husband multiple times.
The officers made entry into the residence to check on the well-being of anybody who may be inside. They did come across and encounter one male individual who had suffered multiple gunshot wounds.
Malcolm appeared in court.
Ms. Malcolm, you are here on one count of premeditated murder.
The report goes on to say that Malcolm had contemplated suicide, but as her husband was bleeding on the ground, he said something that changed her mind, and she shot him one more time.
And sadly, when this happened, police say the couple's twins were in the home when the shooting happened, and one of them did call 911. For now, we're live in Broward County. Bridget Matter, Local 10 News.
Kayak. Why do people use kayak to compare hundreds of travel sites at once? I don't get it. I like to do things myself. Even if I don't
We begin with the KHOU 11 exclusive. Tonight, a difficult story. A woman is murdered just hours before signing divorce papers.
Yeah, her family is telling us the killer is connected to that breakup. Jason Miles live with the story you'll only see on KHOU 11 News tonight. Jason.
Well, as you might imagine, this family is terribly upset tonight, telling me the victim was killed by her soon-to-be ex-husband's new girlfriend. Surrounded by a supportive family outside her only daughter's house.
She has a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Shamitria Richard spoke with us about 33-year-old Brittany and the night she died, too late for her mom to say goodbye.
When I touched her body close to 2 o'clock, she was cold.
According to Texas City Police, Brittany Richard was fatally stabbed around 12:30 last Friday morning inside this restaurant and bar, near the end of an evening that included several stops celebrating a cousin's birthday. Her family says the mother of two suffered 9 stab wounds.
No one child deserves to die like that. No one. And it's wrong, and it was horrific, and it was just terrible.
This week, 35-year-old Shanice Felder was arrested in Houston.
You have the right to retain counsel. You have the right to remain silent.
This is video of her magistrate court appearance in the Galveston County Jail, where she's being held on a combined bond of $450,000 on 2 separate charges.
One is a charge of murder, and the other is a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Felder is also accused of injuring one of Brittany's cousins.
We're just trying to hold on to our last memories as being happy, loving on each other. We just want justice.
Her family says Brittany died the same day she was supposed to have signed divorce papers, and that Felder was her soon-to-be ex's girlfriend, adding the two women never had any prior altercations and that the attack inside the bar was unprovoked.
If I can ask her anything, I would ask her why, and why that night.
It may take a trial before Brittany's family, including her 2 children, get the answers they want.
On Long Island, police have released the identity of a woman whose body was found in a suitcase earlier this week. The remains of 31-year-old Sakia Jones were found in that suitcase in a wooded area on Tuesday. News 4's Greg Sergel is live in Huntington Station with the latest for us. Greg?
And Gilma, once police identified that body in a suitcase, those who knew the woman began stopping here along this busy Huntington Station street with memories and a lot of questions about a life that ended in mysterious circumstances. Mary Waldron stopped today near this wooded area in Huntington Station, the spot where her longtime friend's body was found on Tuesday.
We called her Kia, and she was a really sweet girl. She's always smiling, you know, she was always happy.
Suffolk police say 31-year-old Sakia Jones was homeless, a young woman her friend said had struggled in life.
She had run into some trouble, you know, and she changed, and she was kind of out in the streets. But we all kept tabs on her, you know, always making sure she was still good.
Jones was reported missing last month. Not the first time that's happened, her friend said. Today, however, police confirmed Jones' remains had been stuffed in a suitcase and left outside this Huntington Station apartment building.
This is just, it's disgusting, you know, and she's from this town. It's like, this is her home. It's unbelievable, you know.
How Jones died, police say, has yet to be determined. But residents of the apartment building showed us this doorbell video of a woman 2 people identified as Jones inside that apartment building last week with an unidentified man.
It was her coming up here with him Friday night, walking up the stairs together.
Police have yet to say if any of this is connected to Jones' death. Today, someone left a rock near where Jones' remains were found. It reads, "Hope is being able to see light despite the darkness."
She just loved life. She was always so happy. She didn't deserve to go out like this.
Sakia Jones' family were among those who stopped here today, but they declined comment. Again, Suffolk police have said little today beyond identifying Jones' body. Again, the medical examiner is still trying to determine exactly how she died. We're in Huntington Station. Greg Sergel, News 4 New York.
Where a man was set on fire. Neighbors also heard gunshots. Tonight, 2 people are in custody. Our Steve Keeley has the details from his police sources.
a couple pops. Then after that, followed up by screaming.
Neighbors heard gunfire, then screams for help from the first floor apartment in this newer building here on Lansdowne Avenue this morning. Then seconds later, saw a man run out and into the street on fire. Was he on fire?
We seen him on the corner on fire. His shirt was on fire.
And as the man ran out on fire into the street screaming, drivers here on Lansdowne Avenue at 10:30 this morning stopped and got out to help. What were they doing to save his life?
They jumped out of the car and poured water on him.
And what was he doing, screaming?
Yeah, somebody help me, somebody help me.
Philadelphia police sources tell me the 40-year-old man set on fire was in bed with an 18-year-old woman when the woman's mother and her boyfriend came home to the apartment. And the 38-year-old man fired shots at the other man. Then the 35-year-old mother of the 18-year-old poured some flammable liquid on him and set him on fire, sources say. He then ran outside on fire. Both the police and fire departments responded here to those calling 911, rushing the man with burns to Jefferson Hospital in critical condition.
Forest Park, Illinois, just outside Chicago, aboard a commuter train in what authorities believe may have been a random attack. Police say the suspect shot 4 people in 2 separate cars. 3 victims pronounced dead on scene. 1 later died at a local hospital. The suspect initially got away but was later found on another train line, tracked down with the help of surveillance video. Police now trying to determine a motive.
Obviously it's shocking. It is uncommon, to have a mass shooting like this, especially this close to home. So, for people to feel unsafe, it's justified.